Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel for some more Blisscraft. We are standing here in front of the police station. It looks a little different, right? There's a third floor now, and things are actually very different about it. We now have more offices. We have 3 upstairs on the top floor, 3 total, and then there's these 2. The previous police officers that are still current ones were moved upstairs, so they'll have to go find their stuff upstairs. This was never here. It used to be a roof. And here, which was the old filing room, is now just current cases. So it's set up a little bit different. This is the captain's office, and he has a little door that goes right into the storage room if he needs to get there quickly. And then these right here were Teak and Jacqueline's rooms. They're not anymore. They're going to be... Teak needs to move her dogs, though, up to her new room. And also, Teak, if you're watching, which I'm sure that you are, don't take anything, same with you, Jacqueline, from these rooms, because your guys' rooms are upstairs. And anything that you guys had that I deleted, just let me know and I'll give it back to you. This stayed the same. This is the new filing room. Plenty of storage in here. This is the equipment room and whatnot. Training gear for the police officers that are watching, just so you guys kind of know. And then up here, this is your guys' new mailbox area. Dante gets middle. Jacqueline, I think I'm actually going to move Sarah on top of Dante or underneath, just because, is that top one? Oh, it does open, okay. Just because Sarah is a different rank than the cops. Sarah's, lab tech. This is Jacqueline's office. Everything is set up exactly the same in all the offices, so you guys can decorate how you want, as always. This one's Teak's. And the other 2 ones downstairs are no one's, and same with this one. But guess what, guys? We're hiring a 3rd cop. I'm hiring a 3rd cop. Dante's not around because of his computer breaking, so I will be hiring a 3rd cop, and this will be your office if you get in. So anyways, enjoy these clips, and I will see you guys all in the outro. Hey everyone, and welcome back to Blisscraft's official City Council debate. We have the runners. Teak, could you please come upstairs? Show yourself.
That way.
She doesn't know how to get upstairs. Woo! There's Teak! Yeah! Okay, can you please exit the stage? And can we have Wyatt come on up?
Woo! It's like late night TV.
Woo! There's Wyatt! exit the stage? And we have Dew. Come on up. Woo! There's Dew! Woo! Okay, can you please exit the stage? We're going to start with Teek's speech first. I will be going into /V mode so no one can see me.
Since there's no gentleman other than the candidates. Ladies, I would like to start off with a thank you to each of you for showing your support for City Council members that are candidates, and also your support for Blisscraft. I know that you guys work very hard at what you do here on Blisscraft and sometimes feel as if you are not being heard, but there is a solution to all of this. If you elect me to City Council, I will propose to have town meetings so that you can share any and all of your ideas. I will work for you, the Blisscrafters. I love being a part of SMP because it is a wonderful community. However, in order to continue growth here, we must work together, and the first step in doing this is to put someone in City Council that will work for the underdogs and will help to improve all the wonderful things that we already enjoy here. We have had several problems with thefts and other various issues that need to be addressed, and I will work to search for solutions to all of these problems and future problems we may have. No problem can be fixed without finding the proper solution. Each one of you matters in every step of the process of making SMP greater than it already is. Let's work together and continue the growth of SMP to strive for the best SMP we can be. Thank you again for your consideration.
Woo! Yeah! Okay, can we please have Dew come on up?
First off, I'd like to thank all of you for coming out tonight to support me and my fellow competitors. I know it's going to be a tough job getting this job, but I am down for the task. So let's get started. First off, I know everyone here, most people have a shop in here, and we have taxes. I propose that we should now have lower taxes, which I will fight for in all my cost. So, okay. Next, I'm also proposing that since we have a lot of theft and so on, that we should find a better problem, as maybe we should have maybe more cops or some undercover cops if possible. And again, I would like to thank all of you for coming out tonight just to support me and my fellow competitors, and I really hope that I win, and thank you. Good luck to everyone.
Woo!
Yay!
Yeah! Alright, Wyatt, please come on up.
Good evening, fellow Blisscraft members. As you know, I, MC Gamer Wyatt, am running for City Council. I promise that if I am elected, I will make SMP as great as it always has been and always should stay. I also think that if I become City Council, I think it's important that I know my community and I know the members in my community. I will be working to get to know as many people as possible. With that, I also want to have more protection on the server. As you know, my slogan is breaking barriers and building a future. I want to break down the barriers or blockages and try to build up the server to where we have more people to have their voice heard and make recommendations and things to the server. If I am elected, I would like to, first of all, like they said, have more police officers, because there is a lot of theft and other things that we don't want on our server and we will not support on our server. There are some other issues that I feel like we should be covering, and we will have some come up in the future, of course. I feel like that as these problems or issues occur, they should be handled immediately and in a responsible way. I am asking for your vote, and if I become the City Council member, the new one, I promise that I will not disappoint. Thank you all for coming, and have a good night.
Woo!
What are you doing?
She's raising her hand. God.
Oh. Bridget, you're supposed to call on her, I think.
The floor recognizes Potato Queen 120. Each member contestant, whoever starts talking first is able to answer first, but all three must answer each question,
Okay.
whether it's directed at you or not. What is your views on legal potatoes?
My view is I feel like potatoes are a good source of nutrients to the body, so I think that potatoes should be legal to everyone and should be accessible at a fair price.
For me, I think that we should make that potatoes are mandatory in everybody's house. At least 1 or 2 potatoes, and to have a potato farm, because life without potatoes is horrible. And I think that poisonous potatoes should be banned from the server because they hurt people and they just plain out are dangerous. And yeah.
Am I allowed to comment on people's...
Yes.
Okay, I'd like to start by saying we do have a potato farm. It is actually owned by Miss Potato Queen herself.
Yes, but we should have to buy our potatoes from her.
Which
And
have
then-
been... We have been in the plans with that.
Potato Queen, I feel like we should have a monument for the potatoes, first of all. And second of all, I must agree with my candidates up here and competitors that we should have it legal to where everyone should have potatoes and ban poisonous potatoes.
Same, Jacqueline?
She says okay. I'll ask another one.
Would you date a
Waiting on my-
raccoon?
My answer would be yes. And the answer would be yes if they have a good personality, but if they
Same?
Bye.
Bye.
But because I really think that everyone should be treated fairly on this server, whether they're a raccoon, if they're a person, if they are, let's say they're a sloppy old dog, okay, they still should be treated fairly unless they did, if they did nothing, or if they did nothing to make anyone disbelieve them or to have them untrusted or unworthy of being loved.
I would like to say that I would not date a raccoon because that Sarah, I would not like to steal you or steal your raccoons or anything, or I want you to be Potato Coon whatever queen, and I feel like all raccoons should be in control of you, since I mean you are a famous author, and that's my views on that. Hashtag Racketos.
I feel like I would date a raccoon just because I am not biased on species. And I feel like raccoons should especially love ractatos.
Ractatos.
Yes,
Racketos.
Racketos. Whatever.
Racketos, yes.
It's
Yeah,
the same
same
thing.
By the way, Jacqueline is raising her hand.
The floor recognizes Skate Queen.
Why are we talking about potatoes?
It's a major issue on the server that needs to be dealt with.
Everyone should have potatoes.
I shouldn't.
No, I feel like
It's a racketo. Oh, hail the racketo.
I do not support their ideas of having potatoes in every household because of the fact that some people may not like potatoes or be allergic to potatoes or something, but I support the idea of potatoes being at a fair price and accessible to anyone on the server to get to.
Bye, Sarah.
Yeah, same Sarah.
Right now, Teek's the only one who she hasn't walked out on. Okay. Are we allowed to ask questions for our fellow competitors?
Yes.
Okay. Everyone cut this part out of their video, by the way.
I'm the only person you can record everything for, because I am not gonna personally attack anybody. So that's a thing.
Thank you.
Thank you for the other potato.
Oh, yes.
Potato
Thank
Thank you, Potato Queen.
Wyatt,
you. Yes.
why do you feel like you're the best person for city council position?
Well, I think I am the best candidate for city council because I used to be on the city council and I used to be an admin, and I know how people want the server, and I know how people want the server to be like. So I feel like if I am in office, I will make the server fun and great, as it always has been, and as it will stay. There will be no issues like things like the past incidents on the server, but I think I would be the best candidate because I am going to have the word of the people. I want the people's input on what they want on the server, and I will try to make their wishes come true.
Okay.
I have questions.
Okay.
Go ahead.
This is for each of you.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, I want to know what your one biggest strength is.
If I may go first, I would like to say that my biggest strength is being able to freely speak to people and have a better understanding of what the general public would want. And I feel like that would be a strong suit for the city council position.
Okay.
I think that I am responsible enough to handle the position of city council, and I think that I would make a good city council member because I would handle situations maturely and responsibly, like they should be dealt with.
Okay.
And I think that my strong point is that I am able to help people with whatever they need. If there's a problem I am able to handle it very easily and with no real big problems with having to create a bigger problem like we might have had in the past, and that's why I think I should be elected for city council.
Okay. Now I have another question for you guys.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
What would you say your greatest weakness would be?
I think that my greatest weakness would be, as you know, I want to have the voice of the people, and I want the people to be involved on the server, but I think the biggest weakness would be for me is if their wishes are too demanding that it's almost impossible on the server, and I don't want to upset those people, but I want to make everyone as happy as possible, but I can't make everyone's wishes come true, but I want to make as many people's wishes or demands come true.
Okay.
Do you want to go next or should I?
Go ahead.
Okay. I think that my greatest weakness at this point, or mainly, is that if I try to direct someone who's doing something wrong to stop doing what they're doing, and so that they're doing the right thing and nothing bad is happening on the server, that they would not listen. And for me, I don't like to scream and yell at people so that they try to listen to me so much that I lose friends and stuff. But I think that with that problem, I really would have nothing to do because I don't want to be mean to people and everything, so on.
Okay.
Well, I believe that my biggest weakness would be that I care way too much, but also I would consider that also a strength at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Sarah, sit in your seat.
Mm-hmm.
Can we be professional about this, please?
Yes, please.
Okay. Jacqueline,
Yeah.
Sarah, do either of you have any other questions for them? Because I have more.
Sarah does.
No.
Sarah does?
No.
What,
Yeah.
The floor recognizes Potato Queen 120.
Okay.
I'm gonna guess it's about potatoes.
No, we already had one about potatoes.
That's not really fair to assume that, Candidate Wyatt.
Global warming is very bad, and as you know, it is Earth Day, and happy Earth Day to all of you. And
Happy
thanks
Earth Day.
for coming. Global warming is a major issue that needs to be dealt with, and if I'm elected onto City Council, I will be having certain things put in, or ways to control the global warming, and to make it to where global warming is it's like to where we will decrease it enough to where it won't be a threat to us. Same with climate change.
Tiki, you can go next.
All right, thank you, Candidate Do. I appreciate that. I will be truthful. I'm not well versed on global warming. I just know personal experience. I feel like if you're going to talk about global warming, you're also going to have to talk about how you use your energy in regards to your global warming. And I feel like, yes, I agree with Candidate Wyatt that it is a major problem, but it also can be helpful at the same time.
I would also like to comment. If I am elected, I would be enforcing the laws more to where we wouldn't have to deal with people littering, and if they are caught littering, they will be fined. I would like to enforce those laws because we want to keep our server clean and looking nice. So littering, I would make sure that it is extremely enforced by our law enforcement.
I would also like to add something to that, Wyatt. You also bring up something else that comes to mind. I would recommend for the City Council and other members and urge them to recycle building materials that members may or may not need or may not want anymore. For example, if they remodel and they don't need certain materials anymore, they can donate them, and then they can be distributed and reused for other buildings, for other members who may or may not have the opportunity to get those materials.
I give a clap for that.
Same.
Thank you, both of you.
Next, what I'd like to say is that I agree that global warming is a big problem, and as she said, that we should have like a place where people could give their materials to the people who also could use them. And as you guys know, we used to have a donation center, but there was an admin, I'm not going to say any names, and who then took away the donation center and replaced it with a coal center, which is polluting our air with all of the dangerous materials with coal. So what I think we should do is everyone at their house we should no longer have torches or charcoal because they are polluting the air. We should be using more items more like glowstone and sea lanterns because they are more of a natural light or a fluorescent light bulb, as you may say.
I would like to comment on that.
I would like to comment on that before you do.
Okay.
The admin that you were talking about did not take away the donation center. The donation center was taken away because it was placed for a previous member on the server that's no longer allowed to be here, and it was taken away by me, the owner, and then the admin that you were talking about who wanted the coal shop asked where they could build their coal shop, and I said there.
I would
Okay.
like to comment.
I misunderstood that, so may I restate my speech? That part. Then I will cut that part out of my video, can you guys also do that?
Yes.
Nope, I'm leaving everything in.
Okay. Then what I would do is, as you guys all know, most of you know that I have a prank shop. And in this prank shop, I would be willing to turn in my prank shop into a donation center so that we could have a place where people could recycle their materials instead of having to waste them and taking up maybe their chest space. And then also people who would like to either remodel their buildings or would like just to build a new home wouldn't have to go and destroy all of our trees, which are providing us oxygen, or have to maybe go mining for some other materials.
I'd like to comment. If I am elected, I would also like to make a new donation center. But I also want to comment on your specific thing, your plan. How do you plan to get rid of all of the torches? Because, I mean, if you just look around here, there's torches everywhere. The whole server is lit up with torches. It'd be weird if we just put, like, blocks of glowstone right here, or sea lanterns. How do you plan to do that?
Okay. Well, because torches provide, as you can see, if you just look above them, they're polluting our air.
That's very true.
What we could do is, I don't know if everyone knows this, but you could put glowstone as the floor, and then put carpets above them, which still provide a light.
But how do you plan to do that with, like, if you come out here on this bridge, how do you plan to put glowstone on those little pillars over there?
Then what we could do is we could use charcoal torches, which provide or redstone torches, which also pollute the air very little and minimal, so that we wouldn't have so much pollution in our air.
Okay, I want to ask a question.
Well, I would like to add something to what he said, or interject something. I do have a question. If you plan to get rid of charcoal and coal, how do you plan for people to cook their food?
That's a very good question. But another source was because I said we should eliminate all coal because that is the one that is mainly polluting our air. We could use charcoal, and we could also use sticks or wood. Sarah?
True. That's cutting down more trees.
Yeah,
that's also cutting down.
But that's why you should either use maybe a bucket of lava.
So you were saying that people should go risk their lives to go get lava just to cook their food?
I'm saying if they run into it in a cave, that would be a useful thing to pick up. But if they don't run into it, then they could use sticks, which provide the same amount of time that, like, maybe 4 or 5 pieces of wood do.
I'm sorry, but do you know where sticks come from?
Trees, but it takes up 2 pieces instead of putting in a whole
in a furnace. So you
but
were
that also. I apologize. Why I did not mean to interrupt you.
Okay, so hold on. So you're planning on cutting down trees and homes for creatures, and you are wanting to make potentially creatures extinct on this server?
No, because what we should do is if someone does cut down a tree, I think we should also make it a law that they have to replace the tree.
It already is.
If they have, but I've seen people take the tree and just run off with it, and like take the wood, go to the next tree, and never replant any.
Okay, I have a question regarding your statement about the bridges, though, with the torches on them.
Mm-hmm.
You said something about putting redstone torches. You are aware that those do not give off enough light so that things do not spawn, right?
Start raising.
I'm saying we could use that, or we could use charcoal torches, which provide less pollution.
How do you know that these aren't already charcoal torches?
Because if you look at them, you can see a lot of stuff coming above them, which is pollution.
Okay,
but charcoal torches also do the same thing.
Yeah.
Whether you use charcoal or coal, it's just a torch.
Hold on. I'm going to make one right now to show the viewers the difference. Let me just, whoops. Let me get that crafting table. And let me get another one of these.
I also, while she's doing so,
Okay, I'm going to do this down here so that the audience can also see this.
We can't see you.
You may come to the front part of the stage for right now. Here is a regular torch.
I can see the particles.
And here is a charcoal torch.
I can also see particles.
Same.
I'm starting to see more particles from the charcoal, it seems, than the torch. Unless it's just my eyes. It just seems that way.
It's just from where you are to this.
They're literally the exact same.
Oh,
Okay.
crap.
I'd just like to say, I forgot that we are not in an earlier version of Minecraft where there was a difference.
Now, Sarah, the floor recognizes Potato Queen 120. After Sarah's question, if Jacqueline has one, she may give one, and then I have 2 to end off the debate.
Okay.
I
Sarah,
love
your
your
scarf looks lovely.
It is amazing.
I really do love it. Although, I feel like you should have a ractato on it.
I also feel like
Okay.
it's almost summer, so scarves are kind of...
What? I think that scarves are amazing in any season,
Oh, quit trying to earn her vote.
but it's true.
Okay,
Scarves are amazing.
I like
I'm
that
wearing a
vote.
scarf.
Sarah, do you have any further questions for them? Jacqueline, do you have any questions for them?
Nope.
Okay, I have 2 questions, which are going to end off the debate.
Okay.
Yes.
First of all, what have you done for the server that's helpful or useful?
Well, if I should go first. I have provided I have helped build a lot on the server. As you know, I just actually recently finished the office buildings, which are providing more offices for officials like City Council and other future positions. I have also helped in a lot of other buildings, and I was also a former police officer, and I did contribute to lawmaking and enforcing laws and all that.
Next.
Teak, would you like to go forward?
Sure. I've been helpful. My current rank is a helper here on the server, and I am also a current police officer. And I have also helped new members build wherever they choose to build. And I also help other members, like my candidates up here, and those who are in attendance, in anything that they have needed or have asked of me.
For me, a way I've been helpful is whenever we have new people coming into the just picture of the Blisscraft community, I would always find out where they are, and I would help them by giving them a couple gifts. Like, as Leslie came on, I gave her some diamonds, some iron to get started, and
I'd like to
some more stuff
comment.
like.
To be honest, I think that a lot of us actually contribute to new members and welcome them and make sure they feel like they're at home and they're welcomed on the community. And I'm sure that a lot of them, like me, give gifts to them.
Maybe I finished what I am saying.
Mhm.
And when Hannah came back on the server, because I haven't seen her in a while, I saw that she only had some iron armor and stuff like that. So I used my diamonds that I found from mining to make her a full set of diamond armor and tools along with the sword, just so that she could be a little more decked out and have a little more protection against some people, as we know, that could contribute a problem.
Okay. Not exactly what I asked. one candidate, but I guess that'll do. My last question is, what are your plans to continue helping the server?
I plan to keep helping the server by, as you know, start asking the community what they think, what they think we should potentially add into the server. I also plan to help with building and future projects that I am excited to later announce at later times. I also plan to contribute with helping shops, and I make donations. As you know, I made a donation to 2 members yesterday, and I want to keep contributing to all of the members, and I want to keep contributing to the server. Next.
Go ahead, do. No, you go ahead.
You sure?
Yep, go ahead.
Okay. Can you please restate the question? I really thought that Wyatt's part of the speech was really good, and I was trying to listen in.
What are your plans for the future of the server?
Okay. As there are many projects posted in the town hall of projects that are upcoming, I would like to contribute by helping out those and making those to be able to come more into reality closer and sooner. Because I know that the owner and the admins and helpers and everyone has a lot of items that they have going on themselves, if it's either personal life or within the server. So what I would if I get elected for city council, I would help to make sure that those get done in time by contributing my own time instead of going out mining, getting money and stuff like that. I would like to contribute my time to help those to get built and done in time so that more people could enjoy those.
Okay. Teak.
Well, first of all, I would propose to have town meetings with all members who wish to attend to discuss current projects that could potentially help other members and getting to know everyone else that is new to the server that hasn't quite got to know anybody. It would also give the members an opportunity to share their thoughts on what they think would be good on the server, and also give admins and the owner a chance to give their opinions back to the town or to the other members. And I, as my fellow candidates up here have said, I still will continue to donate my time and effort to anyone on the server that needs assistance. It doesn't matter what kind of project it is. If I can help in any way, I certainly will.
I would like to state that I do completely 100% support the idea of town meetings. If I am elected, I would like to also restart doing newspapers and newsletters, and I want those to be available to all members, so if they can't come to a town meeting, that they will be able to hear the news. I would also like to state that if I am elected, I'm not going to do all the job. I am going to hear from the people, and I will even hear from my fellow candidates and see what they would like on the server, and try to make the server as good as people would like it to be.
I also think that the town meetings are a wonderful idea, and what I recommend that we could do is also for at the library how we have reading of the jail diaries. I think we should build a separate extension for the library to get a place where we could all read and do that sort of stuff.
So you're saying remodel a whole historical building to the server?
Not to the entire server, but I think that some things, like when we have a town meeting, I think we should have a space where that is designated to, instead of maybe just taking a certain area of where we are that is already built. I think we could build another extension to some place, anywhere. Like, since right here, if we have the town meeting right here, yes, it is a very good place to have it, but I think it should have like its own place to be discussed instead of maybe just using a different building, because then I know that some people on the server don't want to point out any names, but I know that they really don't care that much about anyone else or anything, and I know one person in general thinks that it is that if something is just being used multiple times, that it's not very important, and if it have its own building.
Wouldn't
then
if
it would be
something
more.
if something was being used for a multi-purpose type of building, wouldn't that be an important building?
Yes,
I would like to state.
But you
Yeah.
just said that
me,
it was
I
not.
think that it would. I know, but what I'm saying is that there's a certain person that I know that thinks that if it's being used for multiple purposes, that it is not very important, and that if it was super important, then it should be used for its own building.
I have something directed towards Wyatt.
Okay.
You made the statement that you would make this server great, or excuse me, good. I would propose to make it better. I'm sorry,
Okay.
continue.
I'd like to comment on Dew's proposal. So here's the thing. Buildings here on the server, it's very rare that we get to remodel or add on to them, because especially at spawn, because a lot of them are very historical to the server and were some of the first things. Like, I know that, for example, spawn can never be extended or add on to, because it is such a historical building. We were very lucky, for example, to be able to remodel the police station, and that isn't really too much of a historical building, because I would like to say that if I am elected, I will be filling more positions for police officers so I can enforce laws more. Then we would have to add on to it to make more offices for those police officers. But historical buildings such as the Enchanting and Alchemy Lab, the library, the spawn, I feel like those buildings should not be touched, and they should just stay preserved.
I have something to say. It got me to thinking about what you were saying, Wyatt, and I would propose to build a historical branch type building to share with other members who may or may not have been with the server as long as some other members have, and kind of share where the server started and why it was started, and kind of give a sense of what the server is really about as a whole.
How
I
would you
think that-
propose that we do that?
I would propose to create, like, for example, like Sarah has created the Jail Diaries. Well, you could create books that kind of give small stories and small tales of things that other older members would remember, and kind of share those with fellow newer members who may or may not know that, and kind of share good things about the server, and kind of
So in other
share-
words, you want to do more or less a library about the library.
well, not just specifically the library, but I want the historical side to the server.
A historical
I don't see-
library about the server?
Yes, that's what I would propose.
Isn't that kind of what the library already is, though?
I haven't seen it that way. I've kind of seen the library as somewhere where members can come with their books that they want to share with people on the server and kind of read those books. I haven't really... For example, I haven't been on the server but like maybe 6 months or so, maybe a little bit more, and I don't know anything about previous servers or previous...
So what
not
you're
sure
saying
where it
is you want it to, you want to have books being in this building about the previous server before Before we were known as Blisscraft, which was Royal SMP, and before that when we were just SMP. When
In a way,
we had
yes.
a completely different like IP and everything when we were just SMP. Before
In a way, yes.
Okay. I understand now.
I remember when it wasn't even.
And I would
Wow.
like to add on to Teeks. I think that her library idea would be very good, but I think we should also have maybe a historical museum where we could have the heads of the inactive players. That if it's something good, like as there is one person who has been banned recently, I do not think his head should go up there for the reason that he was banned. But the inactive players who just no longer are a part of the server for any particular reason, as long as it's nothing really bad and they got banned for it, then I think that we should have like a memory of them and just kind of not neglect them. Come back.
I kind of
I'd
agree,
like-
but I disagree with that because people may not want their head on there.
Here's the thing. So, yes, people are busy, and you were saying that you want to honor the inactive people for not playing on the server so they get their head in a museum. I feel like it should be actually like... I don't think that we should have heads in the museum just because of activity level.
I'm not really saying because I'm thinking more of the historical museum, and in the historical museum, there are just
Past
people-
members.
past members.
But
And if they
these
do have
people
to
may
come
not
back.
want their heads there.
I understand that, but as we could like maybe ask them, and if they say no, I do not want my head in the museum, then we would not, put their head in it, but we'd maybe put down a sign recognizing them, because I think that, people that just for any reason, unless they got banned for a bad reason,
Well,
then should not be.
there's
So-
only been 5 or 6 people on the server that are no longer on the server.
Mhm.
And I guarantee you 2 or 3 of them were banned. And the other 2 are not going to want their heads there.
Okay,
Um,
then what?
I'd like to state that. So what you want to do is you want to spend government funding on a museum to honor people.
What I would not use the government's funding. I would use my own funding and get some either volunteers or maybe some people that I know are good at building, as you are, Wyatt, to help me out with this project for a pay. And like I said, this would not be using government funding. This would be using my own funding. And also in this museum, we could also have maybe past flags of the banner of the server.
Okay. I do like the idea of a museum, but I don't think it should. I think it should be history things that like I like
think-
the idea of
I-
the old banner. I think it should be things that happen on the server. I don't think it should be about people. I think it should be about the events that happened on the server and that were pretty awesome
Yeah.
to happen here.
I also think that should be a
I
part
agree.
of the, if we do make a museum,
Kind
those
of
should
like
be part of it.
milestones, like major
Yeah.
milestones.
Yeah.
Like,
build the
when we meet the
castle
Ender
and-
Dragon, we could
Yeah.
have maybe like a, maybe like some type of, like maybe an, Ender Dragon egg there, encased in barriers in the museum.
Okay. Well,
Do
Okay.
you have any other questions, Bridget?
I do not. So at this time, the floor is going to not commend. The floor is going to,
Clear.
This is over. All right. All right, everyone. So that was Blisscraft's very own first debate for City Council. If you are a Blisscraft member, don't forget to go vote at the voting offices, which are located in the admin office building on the first floor. Vote for whoever you thought the best candidate was. And, yeah. Bye.